Hey guys, Memphis2857 here. Going to do a review of the HPI Trophy 4.6. You've seen my little running video I did in my unboxing, so let's do a review. So far, I've run about half a gallon of fuel through the truck, got it tuned, broke in. Still running it just a little rich because the motor's so new. But so far, I really like it. Had a couple little issues. One of the shocks was leaking right out of the box. Called HPI. They're sending me 2 new shocks, no questions asked. Customer service a little better than I thought it would be. So that was one issue. Couple other things I had to do. I had to change the shock oil. It was way too thin. Put 50 weight shock oil in it. Changed the oil in the differentials. I put 20,000 in the center and 10,000 in the front and rear, and that seemed to really help it a lot. So that was another thing. And then the tires, you can see I put my Badlands tires on here, and it looks great with them on. Widened the truck up just a little bit, not much, but really helped the truck out. Those other tires, I don't know, the thing seemed like it was always just spinning. So I put these Badlands tires on, and I ain't run it much. I've run about 2 tanks of fuel with these tires just on my track. It's really hard, but made a big difference. Other than that, I haven't had many issues with the truck. I did have the air filter fall off. They give you zip ties to hold it on. So I went to the hardware store and got a couple hose clamps and put on it, and that solved that problem. The stock servos are garbage. The stock servo wouldn't even turn the tires. Like, you could be rolling and it wouldn't turn all the way left. The servo was so weak. So I had to put a servo in it. I had an old JR servo. It's like 140 ounces of torque. The stock, when I looked it up, is less than 100 ounces of torque. It's like 90 ounces of torque. So that's why, I mean, that's ridiculous. Excuse me. I can't believe they'd even put something like that in their vehicles. But it's garbage. And the throttle and brake servos junk too. I've got to do something different there. The servo ain't really even got enough power to lock the tires up when you brake. It's bad. So haven't figured out exactly what I need to do there yet. What kind of servo. I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on a servo just for throttle and brake. I'll probably just get a cheaper one. Something with around 100 ounces or 120 ounces of torque would be plenty for that. That's probably too much, really. So I need to do a little research and get that straightened out. And then other than that, the thing handles great. It's got tons of power. It runs really good. It's got tons of power. I'm just running the Traxxas 20% fuel. It's 20% nitro, and I think it's 12% lubrication. So it's what my local hobby shop carries. That's reasonably priced. I think it's $20 a gallon. So that works good for me. The pull start, I hate it, obviously. I got a roto start coming for it. I got one on eBay for $30. So, but yeah, other than that, it does really well. It's still dirty from today. I ran it all day today, and no issues, none whatsoever. It jumps good. The suspension's nice. It feels really good. I may have tightened the differentials up a little too much. I may have to back the weight off on the front and rear. The center's perfect. I don't like a lot of diff action. I don't really like the center diff all that much, but the 20,000 works good. It doesn't unload the front wheels real easy, so I'm going to leave that alone, but I may have to back the front and rear down just a little bit. They're too tight now, I think. Another thing that I had an issue with, and I know Leprechaun79 had the same issue on his Trophy Truggy Flux, the wheels are loose out of the box. I forgot to check them before I ran it, took it out, ran it a little bit, and I was sitting here doing something to it, and I noticed one of the nuts looked loose, and sure enough, all 4 wheels were loose. I don't know what HPI's issue is with tightening wheels, but it is definitely an issue. One other small issue, and I think I've heard people complain about it on just about every HPI nitro that I've researched a little bit. About halfway through a tank of fuel, it leans out some. I've asked around. I don't really know of a cure. If you do, let me know. But I don't really know of a cure. It's not bad. It's definitely manageable. I've got it tuned up pretty good. It runs just a little rich on the first half, and then the second half it's pretty much spot on. So that's okay with me. I'm not serious into this enough to freak out about it. So as long as it runs good and does what I want it to do, I'm happy with it. So, but yeah, that's really about all there is to say about it. I can't really think of anything else. I'm really trying to think. I've already beat the hell out of this thing. I've had it in the mud. It was covered in mud. I've climbed a sand. It was at a sand pit. And climbed a hill. It was probably 100 feet long. Climb up it on your hands and knees. Went right up it. Jumped off the top. It's really got more power. I was pretty pleasantly surprised with the whole nitro. I like the way that I like the power delivery of a nitro. I'm used to my electric stuff. My E-Revos. It's totally different. I drove my Revo for a while today. It took me a little while to get used to driving it again. But yeah, so far I like it. No major issues with it. I would say if you're looking to get into nitro or you're kind of in the same situation as me, you can't go wrong with it. You really, really can't. It's a pretty good piece. And I've had to spend another, with servos and in the roto start, I've spent another $100 on it to get it where it needs to be. I already had the tires, so if you had to buy a set of tires, I think these Badlands are about $80. So, but that's not necessary. But the servo, I'm telling you, if you buy one of these, just the day you buy it, go on and buy a servo, because it will not turn the tires all the way left. It's that bad. So that's the only major complaint I have of it is the servos, and I think everybody will say the same about HPI servos. I don't know why they don't cure the problem, but yeah, so there it is. Got a little dirt on it. I haven't cleaned it up from today. Another little trick I learned. Earplugs make great plugs. That's the dirt bike rider in me coming out. I stick an earplug in the exhaust and the air filter just to keep anything out, and if I take the garden hose to it, it's sealed up. So there's your tip of the day. Earplugs for the exhaust and the intake. Where I work, earplugs are plentiful, so yeah, keep that in mind. Other than that, that's all I got to say about it. Any questions, comments, let me know. Subscribe, it means a lot. I've gained, just today alone, I've gained like 20 subscribers, which was pretty cool. And coming up on 10,000 video views. I know it ain't much compared to most YouTube channels, but it's a lot to me. So keep on watching videos and keep on liking and subscribing. And until next time, thanks.